Hello my friends, Jewel back again with another super cool astrology video, and today we are talking about the Grand Trine, what that is when we see this in a birth chart. So the Grand Trine is something that's of course, consists of 3 planets making a triangle. So when you see that big blue triangle in an astrology chart, and most programs will have trines as a blue line. Trines and sextiles are generally blue lines on most programs. When you see it making a big triangle, that is a Grand Trine. So Grand Trines are really about simplicity, ease. And it's a very gifted aspect to have. So it really means that the 3 planets or points, because a point like the descendant or the IC or the midheaven or the ascendant can be involved in a Grand Trine. It's really talking about how these 3 points that are connected at 120 degrees each, they have an ease of understanding. So the conversation that these 3 planets or points and planets together are having is an easy one. They're friends, they know each other well, they get each other, and they're very much on the same team. So there's an ease of the energy. The energy flows very easily between these 3 planets or points in a Grand Trine. So it's known as a gift because somebody does not have to work hard for the success involved in these 3 planets. They just simply have an affinity for each other. So it's not like a conjunction where the planets, where it's more complex because there's a blending of the energies, and sometimes you'll see one planet trying to lead and the other, there's a little bit of a wrestle there. They in Grand Trine, they just simply get each other very well, and they can see each other well, because you always want to imagine, when you're talking about aspects, planets sitting around a round table and what kind of conversation they're having. If you haven't watched my video on what is an aspect, find that, and that will give you a good understanding of aspects in general. So it's known as ease because it brings the planets and the points together effortlessly. So it's a place in the personality where these 3 planets show up as very successful. Now, that is not always good. There is a myth with Grand Trines that it's always, it's this incredibly spiritual and, good and altruistic influence. And well, that can be true. You have to look at the planets involved. We see Grand Trines in the charts of serial killers, actually, because you have to understand that the flow of energy between these planets or points is easy. So, maybe it's, Saturn and Mars and Pluto in Grand Trine. Ooh, you want to look at the signs that that's in, and definitely how those planets, the rulers of those houses, are aspected, and what everything can take into consideration when you see something like that, because that could be talking about real ease of using one's brutality. What if it's the midheaven and Saturn and Pluto, and this is somebody that is just all about work and success, and making sure that they have enough, and a big fear of death. And so you have to see what the planets or points involved are before you can really make a determination about how this Grand Trine is going to show up in somebody's personality. It is not always some blessed thing. That is infant astrology. So it's very much can be associated with a certain superficiality. when we have grand trines or trines themselves, because there really isn't a call to bring one's attention to grand trines. Not like a square aspect, or squares that make up a grand cross, where it's like there's a reason when we have hard aspects to bring our attention and focus to those so we can work on them, because these are challenges in our personality. We don't pay a lot of heed or attention to planets or points involved in a grand trine because they simply don't require our focus. It's easy, the things that come from them. So they can be known as a more lazy or superficial energy when we have this going on. So it's really about parts of our personality that we really don't question. They work together in such a way that they want to keep the energy going between the 3 points. It zings back and forth so effortlessly that they want to, they want to bring the 3 points together and keep them together. So there is a inherent talent between these 3 points or planets that are in a grand trine, and they use this to constantly connect that energy. They want to keep it going all the time because it's something that just simply is for them. So I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please subscribe to my channel if you have not. You can find me on the internet at truthandaspectastrology.com. You can find me on Facebook at Truth in Aspect Astrology. Yes, I do private consultation, email for appointment, and I will be back soon. Bye-bye.